Hey there traders, this is Sasha at Second Skies Trading. Welcome back to another top trade review for you here this week. But before we start out, I do have a question for you. Do you know how to identify exhaustive price action and how to trade mean reversion trades? If not, you do want to watch this video because that's exactly what we will look at in today's top trade review video, where we will look at a trade from our long-term student Sharpa, who is back with a fantastic trade on gold here, trading a mean reversion trade and absolutely crushing it. And in this video, we are going to break down the price action on multiple time frames step by step, so you can see what he saw in the charts leading up to the trade and why he took this trade here. And before we dive into the charts, let's just quickly have a look at the trade details here. So his entry price was at 1866.4. His stop loss level was at 1861 for a 540 point stop, and his take profit was at 1912 for a total of 4,560 points return here on gold. So he made 8.4 R on this trade. So that means if you would have risked $10,000 on this trade, you would have made $84,000. If you would have risked $1,000, you would have made $8,400. And even if you only risked $100, you would still have walked away with $840, which is an amazing return for a trade with a holding time of only 3 days and 3.5 hours. And here you can also see a screenshot from his brokerage chart where you can see his entry and his exit. And now that you've seen the trade details here, let's head over to TradingView and break down the price action context. And if you would like to check out TradingView, if you're not familiar with it yet, you can click here to check out our 30-minute tutorial on how to use TradingView. On the screen in front of you, you can see that I have 4 time frames: the weekly, the daily, the 4-hour and the 1-hour chart. And to analyze this trade properly, we do primarily need the weekly, daily and 1-hour chart. And starting with the weekly here, we can see that gold is in a very strong bull trend that started mid-late 2018. And after this impulsive move higher here towards 2070, we can see that we have been in this corrective pullback here. And if you're not familiar with our core model, which is impulsive and corrective price action, you can click here to check out a video lesson on that topic. Now, what we want to have a look at is this pullback here in particular, this corrective pullback here. So going to the daily chart, a few things stand out immediately. Number one is that we do have a midterm bearish impulsive move down here, all the way down here to the 12th of August, forming a key swing low in this area at around 1863. After price bounced here, we see the price forms another corrective structure followed by another bearish impulsive move into this swing low here at 1863. So we do have a midterm bearish, impulsive and corrective sequence within this higher time frame pullback. And whilst price is impulsively moving down into this swing point, it is extending from its daily moving average here, which is the 20 exponential moving average here. And this is an indication that there is some short-term exhaustion here, because when price extends heavily from its average, that means there is a potential mean reversion play available. You can see the same happening over here in August this year, where price heavily extended from its average and then traded all the way back down here. And when you look at charts overall, you will see this behavior repeat over and over and over again. And the same is true here. So we do have a multiple confluence of two things happening. So first out, the long-term price action on gold is bullish. We do have a corrective pullback into the dynamic support here. On top of that, price is trading into a key swing point here made on the 12th of August, whilst being extended from its daily moving average here. So you do have a confluence here of a long-term bullish trend, a corrective pullback after an impulsive move. You have price trading into a key swing low whilst also being extended from its average again, but this time to the downside. And this is when Sharpa got interested in a potential long play here, and that's when he went down to the lower time frame. And here on the 1-hour chart, you can clearly see this trend behavior here, where you have this corrective structure up here, impulsive move down, pull back to the dynamic resistance, which is a 20 EMA, and then producing a new lower low, And here the blue line, you can see this here, that is the key swing point from the 12th of August. And that is exactly where price bounced from. Now, reversals rarely happen after one touch. Often there's a double, triple bottom. And this is where Sharpa then waited for another pullback into the same area. And once this point here got broken, that's when he got interested. So he said, once this short-term resistance is broken, I want to get long. And here you can see I've marked Sharpa's trade here on the chart. He got in immediately after this bullish close here above this area of resistance. So when I zoom in, you can see it a bit more clear here. And if I mark it as well, you can see that this is the resistance zone. So once price closed above this area of short-term resistance, this is when Sharpa said, I want to get in. He got in right after on the pullback towards this area of resistance, now acting as support with a really tight stop below. And so it's a really fantastic entry here. And you can see his trade never went into the negative. It stopped on a dime here and then just took off, went into his favor and hit his take profit. Looking at his take profit and why he chose that area is because we have an area of short-term resistance waiting over here. You can see the clear rejections here, 1, 2, 3 in this area. His trade was exited here, so he took profit at the low of this resistance zone, and then you can see price came back and reacted to this area of resistance once again. So overall, an amazing trade here by Sharpa. He spotted the long-term trend on the weekly chart here, the impulsive move up, the corrective pullback into the dynamic support here, and on the daily chart he saw this key swing point here, a key support. He saw price getting extended from its average to the downside on the daily chart, indicating a potential short-term exhaustion and potential mean reversion play opportunity here. And he went down to the 1 hour time frame to look for an area of resistance being broken once price had formed this really nice base in this area. So overall, an amazing trade here. Really, really well done by Sharpa. Now, in terms of potential trade improvements here, I think he nailed the analysis. This trade had a lot of confluence in its favor. So from an analysis and confluence point, I think he nailed it. Same is true for the entry. He waited for price to build this base down here. He waited for a break of a short-term resistance and then attacked it aggressively with a very tight stop and a really well chosen target up here. In terms of analysis, entry and stop loss, I think he really nailed it. The only thing I can see here in terms of improvements is that we are in a massive bull trend here that has been going on since late 2018. And if you think about it, if you have an impulsive move here and a corrective move down into this dynamic support, it is very likely that the next higher move up will be another bullish impulsive move, which means that if price really bottom out here, that we can see a much bigger move to the upside. So there you have multiple target options available. The first one that Sharpa took was a midterm area of support that acted as support here multiple times, then here as resistance, and now acting as resistance again. But should this overall long-term impulsive corrective behavior and sequence play out, that means we're likely in for another strong bullish impulsive move to the upside. And then you have multiple areas here where you can take profit. So you have multiple areas of resistance here waiting to the upside. So the only improvement I could see here is to close part of the position where Sharpa did and then have the rest of the position running towards one of these other resistances here to capture more profit, because his entry was spot on. And if he really captured the bottom at this reversal, that could have made for a massive runner on a second position on this trade. But overall, I think this is an A+ trade here by Sharpa, a textbook example of how to trade a mean reversion trade with a ton of different confluences here, because trading mean reversion trades often means that you're trading against the momentum, and the momentum can keep on going for an extended period of time. So you do want to make sure that you have multiple confluence points here in your favor before attempting a mean reversion trade. Exactly the way it was done here. So congrats to Sharpa on a fantastic trade across the board. And this brings us to the end of today's top trade review video. If you would like to learn more about impulsive corrective price action, how to trade exhaustion and mean reversion trades, how to use dynamic support and resistance in your trading. Make sure to check out our website at secondskiesforex.com, where you can find tons of free material on all of these topics and more, along with multiple trading tools. And also make sure to check out our new Intro to Trading course, in which you will get a free ebook on price action trading, a free ebook on day trading, and multiple lessons on price action trading. And if you liked today's video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to our channel so you get notified every time we release new content. So with that being said, have a fantastic weekend, be well, take care, and see you next week for another Top Trade review.